The Sixth World has a saying: watch your back, shoot straight, conserve ammo, and never, ever cut a deal with the dragon. Dealing with dragons might be safer than listening to this podcast without discretion, but I'll leave that to your discretion. Seriously, though, listener discretion is advised.
Last time on Burning Edge.
The team took a bit of a break and started planning how they might be able to take the truck down with the least amount of damage, though what they wanted to keep safe varied greatly. It's Tuesday, January 9th, and we join them in their ill-gotten apartments as they start to do some legwork for their upcoming heist. We left off with y'all trying to figure out how to do the truck jacking. Is there any other legwork or people you want to see?
Catherine is going to start with a day or two just resting and recovering from her surgery where she had a bomb taken off her spine.
That was minor. The guy was perfectly hammered. It's all good.
I'm just saying, she's still got injuries from it. She needs to just rest. Catherine sleeps in the apartment that Deuce got, wherever Deuce tells her to.
The dude bro one?
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the couch and the one where the guy was cut in half.
And Micah, I think, had already claimed that bed by sleeping in there the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Cass probably went into the freshly secured apartment as well, just to have a bathroom that doesn't have corpses in it.
So you do have two corpses that you need to do
That's
something
right.
with.
They're both in the one room, or in the one apartment, so it's okay.
Just dump them with the cats and they'll eat it.
I think that'll
Oh
seep
my
through the
God.
floor, and then we've got the people on the
Put
floor
tarp
below
down.
us asking questions.
Put them in the bathtub.
They're in the tub.
No, in the cat's apartment, so the cats eat them. And all the evidence
We
is
can
gone.
move them to the bathroom over there and shut the door and lock it up again. And whatever happens. And when people show up to check on the place, they think the old lady did it. Why not?
Yeah, because she could totally cut somebody in half.
Who knows? We'll see.
Extremely cleanly.
Well, I want to follow one of the trucks like on the day before, like the days before, to see what they do.
Are you going to race it?
I don't want to give away, but yeah, I'm going to win the race. But he's just not going to know it's a race. Hey, Deuce, I'm going to go follow a car. You want to come help?
Follow a car?
Well, a truck. I want to scope out how they do those deliveries.
Yeah, sure. I think that's probably a pretty good idea. Do you think we should split up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Lead and follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Good idea. I can't believe I just said that.
What's everyone insults me in this guy. I've been constantly doing things that help us.
Yes, you're right, JB. This is going to be a big help. It actually is.
Yeah, I could tell sarcasm. I am French, after all. So, we're gonna park a block down from this place and wait for one of the trucks to come out.
So this is a shipping company. Are you just trying to figure out what their normal kind of shipping?
Yeah, we're gonna follow them, see what they do. Also, we're gonna practice following, so me and Deuce get some practice because he's been dead for a while.
It was really hard to drive while I was dead.
I would imagine.
Practice would be good. Probably also getting a feel for us weaving in and out of following them. So, switching off where maybe I'll turn a couple blocks, sooner and go around and then pick them up later on, kind of doing that type of thing.
Yeah, so that would spot us.
Yeah, at least that's what Deuce would do. Whether or not JB would follow along or understand what I was trying to explain.
JB invented lead and follow. Thank you.
Are you talking about food again, JB? Like one piece leads down your gullet and the rest follow, right?
It is not always about food with me, sir. Sometimes I like to enjoy final things such as food and fine women. But it's not always. Sometimes you got to be serious to get job done so you can enjoy the other things.
This must be a new JB. Did Micah brainwash you or something? Because I don't remember.
Don't mention me because she is so jealous. She wants me so bad. It's ridiculous.
What's up with that, JB?
I
What's
don't
going
know.
on there?
It's right. I just met someone. We are in committed relationship. I really like her. And then Minka starts making winky eyes, talking about the apartment next door. And I'm like, hey, lady, don't she's right here. I'm with her.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Mika. She tried to seduce me.
No. Your lady friend.
You remember bringing her up, right?
I don't recall bringing a woman to the apartment. Other than
You
when Micah.
definitely called her up. You brought her battery. What are you doing? This doesn't
Wait.
make any sense.
Oh,
You have met
JB.
her several times. What? What's that look?
Deuce just shakes his head. You know what? Let's just focus on following this truck.
All right, you were asking about.
I don't want to get
you were
involved
asking.
in your relationships and love triangles with
You,
inanimate
hey,
objects.
you asked.
No,
You
yeah,
asked.
I apologize for asking. That was a mistake.
Oh, that's a little rude. Anyways, let's get to work.
Just you two going out driving
Yep.
to go to Dracon International. They've got a smallish truck yard kind of on the edge of town away from the river.
All right, I'm gonna circle around it and see how many entrances and exits it has, like for trucks.
The parking lot out front for guests and employees and that kind of thing has 2 that goes out to the road out front.
Okay.
Then they've got the rear entrance has kind of a fenced in area where the trucks sit overnight, backed up against the thing. And they've got 2 gates on that on either side.
All right, Deuce, you take the north gate. I'll take south gate. Radio whenever you see a truck leave.
Okay, that sounds good. Any truck, or do you have a specific description for the certain truck we should be looking for?
I mean, I guess we could wait for one that matches the description that we will be getting. Might be same guy driving.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I knew if you were wanting a very specific one or just anyone.
Yeah, just anyone. Let's see how's what their routine is.
Sounds good.
I think meanwhile, Catherine is just hanging out with Thumper.
Are you like grooming each other?
I mean, I think Catherine's just kind of sitting and watching Cassandra.
After a while, Cassandra notices this, so glances back, sees Cat staring, glances back forward. After about 3 or 4 times of this over the course of an hour, she's rapidly running out of things to do with somebody else's cheap comlink. So, Cat, can I get you something? You've been focusing over here kind of keenly for a while now.
Sorry, I
Still getting used to the bunny thing.
yeah. Are you okay?
Okay's a strong word, but I'm not freaking out as much as I was at the time.
She kind of gives a little nod.
I mean, people just have to deal with things like this in their lives. Hair where there was no hair before.
I know that if you really hate it, you can get surgery.
I'm not sure that'd be the greatest idea to go down. Also, for now, we're certainly not going to be able to afford that.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool.
Cool. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it is possibly useful to hear every little thing that goes on. I mean, it's like I've got my buds in all the time.
Yeah. It's rough sometimes, but I don't know. Sometimes it's useful for knowing something's about to happen a little bit before everyone else does.
I mean, that's why I always wore the buds. It was nice to be able to hear even the slightest bit of noise on the other side of a door before having to consider going through it.
With your shotgun.
Or, sometimes a DMP. The shotgun's a little long. Clearing a doorway is a little tough with that.
I only sort of know. That wasn't what I was supposed to do.
So while all of this other stuff is going on, what is Micah doing?
I don't know. Since everybody's gone, she's got the place to herself. It sounds like it's rest time. It's peace and quiet. Nobody's yammering in her ear, saying weird stuff about food or scooters. Nobody's being melancholy, and nobody's.
Wait, whoa. I would like to point out JB has nonstop been sending you updates with everything in pictures.
Doesn't mean Micah's looking at him. You know
Oh no.
Link?
Wait, is she blocking it? Because if she blocking it, I'm
just
totally.
It's just
I'm
off.
totally hacking her comlink.
It's off. It's off.
I messaged Cassandra. Tell her to turn Micah's cell phone back on.
Cell phone back on.
Or whatever. Comlink.
Yeah. No, it's peace and quiet. It's just
Hey,
gonna relax
Cass,
and probably
Cass.
think.
Yes. Go turn Mika's cell phone on.
He doesn't know who Mika is.
It's Mika. Crazy lady tried to seduce me.
I'm pretty sure Cass knows you by Mika by now.
Oh my god. Wait, is Stumpy left with me?
Yes.
Can
Yes.
I sell Stumpy for parts? We need the money more than we need Stumpy.
Cassandra walks down the hall, knocks on the other door, and says, "Hey, Micah, JB apparently can't reach your comm link, if something like that. He's wanted me to tell you to make sure your comm link's on."
It's on, Cass. Don't you worry. Maybe JB needs to figure out how to work his end and actually send messages if he wants to talk to me. But you know what? I'm gonna go, and let me know when they come back so we can talk more about this job. Okay? But I gotta go. I gotta go meet a friend. Gonna grab Comlink, open the door. I'm gonna go run an errand. I'll be back.
Cassandra gives you a very askew glance as she steps back from the door, giving you plenty of room, but seems skeptical.
Don't worry.
An errand.
Errand, yes. Typically described as something one does of a personal nature.
So, just to be clear, this errand isn't going to end up with more things piled up in the bathroom.
I don't know. Is she going to get coffee?
Not quite sure what your intent was, but I'm going to assume you were talking about the corpses. So, let me assure you, I have not placed a single corpse there. Those were the works of our friends. So, no, I'm not going to be one to add to the pile of bodies. I'm fine.
All right.
You worry too much.
Considering our situation, I'm not sure that's possible, but I'll
Nah.
take your word for it.
Our situation's going to change as soon as we get this job done. We just need to get this job done, which means I need JB to do his job, not messaging me on my comm link.
So, you did have your comm link off.
Yeah. I just, he just sends like updates like every minute of what they're doing. And it's just, I can appreciate it on one level, but it's JB, so then I hate it.
I'm aware. I on my old comlink system set up a filter every time he would send something that had some sort of incremental dating on it, so it would always get rid of his update. It
See?
would also sometimes catch the important stuff, but I mean, well, that's what the rest of you are for.
I wish I was smart like you and did the same, but alas, I did not.
Well, go on your errand. Try not to.
Be back in 2-3 hours. I'm going to try to relax. You should do the same.
Maybe I'll use the non-horrifying rest area. Ugh.
I mean, if it bothers you, why don't you move them somewhere else? You and Kat, you could do that.
Wetworks disposal was never in my job description, nor was I ever trained for
Well,
it.
sweetie, good luck. Because you're on a new horizon of not having a job. I don't know if you've realized that, but you're no longer employed. So guess what? You don't have a job description. So right now, your job is clean up the mess, maybe, and then you'll feel better. No?
Go on your errand. I'll make sure to listen for you and give us a ring if something happens.
Sure thing, Bunny.
Meanwhile, back at the truck yard,
Deuce will send a message to JB. JB, looks like there's a white and blue box truck coming out. I think it's Amazonia Primo. Should we follow that one?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Do you want to take the lead, or do you want me to?
You take follow to begin with. Direct me which direction you're going.
All right. So Deuce will fire up his bike, and he will then send a link to JB with his location, and so that way it updates, so JB can watch on whatever JB has to view a map.
So which way is the truck going? I see your position.
Just hold on. He hasn't gone through the gate yet.
All right.
All right. He's leaving now, JB.
All right. Which way?
Headed south.
I'm gonna pull out and head south, like on a parallel street. All right. I'm in transit. Do you have eyes?
Yes, I still have eyes. I will follow for probably 2 blocks, and then I will turn off, and that's when I will cue JB that if he wants to then assume chase, and then I would go ahead.
I pull into like cross street and pull up in the direction that he signaled that the truck was going behind it. All right, we are continuing south. Okay, so it goes down a couple blocks, and whenever Deuce is supposed to be handed off again, I'm going to cast Puppeteer. All right, Deuce, I'm going to shut down the truck, and you observe what happens to them, how they react.
Okay, sounds good. Are you going to shut it down while they're driving, or when they're stopped?
I'll do it while they're moving. I want to see how they handled it.
Okay. So I'm actually going to pull in front of the truck, because I don't want to be behind it when it shuts off and they freak out. I want to be able to like watch in like one of my mirrors and see the driver's actual reaction.
And before I do the complex form, do I see a comlink in there?
yes, he's got a comlink.
Can I listen into his phone calls and like his messages and stuff? Cool. Okay, well I will snoop it on all his communication.
Yeah, you hear the generic listening to music. Now and then he'll radio back to base, giving position updates or whatever.
So I'm going to cast Puppeteer, Force 3, and I'm resisting 5.
So you take 2 stun. What does it look like when you shut this thing off using Puppeteer?
They would see me concentrate, and they would see me kind of hold out my hand a bit, like I'm force pulling, and then they would hear the truck restart. Like there's no big flash to it or anything.
If they were looking at it in full VR, what would it look like?
Oh, it looked like so I'm a 1969 Ford Mustang. It would look like I turn into like a transformer and then shoot out ropes for my hands into their persona and like kind of pull on it. So it's like I'm, controlling it.
The truck kind of sputters as the computers and its engine shut off. It glides a little bit to a stop as the driver pumps the brake. You hear over his comlink that he has radioed back to base that he is having issues and that they probably need to send out a mechanic or tow truck of some kind. Come get him.
Can I circle back down the street to see if I can spot the person coming?
You know how these things work. That'll be like 2-3 hours. But how far did y'all let this guy get before you decided to shut his truck down?
I think it was like 6 blocks.
Yeah, so that'll be 2-3 hours.
I'm going to sit down the street and see whenever he comes. Like, I'm going to sit 2 or 3 blocks down. Deuce, looks like it's going to be a while. Shall we wait and see how long it takes them?
I mean, do we need to? That's a long time.
It is. But it might be worth it. Maybe we learn something. Maybe we can be tow truck driver?
Where are we going to get a tow truck?
Oh, is it coming right now? I'm just, putting it out there. We have 2 hours. Someone else has to call Mika because she just ignores me now, but...
I think we would actually be better off not interfering because we don't want to alert anyone to things that we would potentially be doing when we're actually going to be stealing the truck.
Alright, that makes sense. Kind of like Star Trek.
Yeah, sure, whatever that is.
You don't know your history at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't know or remember, JB.
Oh, again with this memory thing. Oh, well, I lost my memory. When you contact kids overseas?
Oh, I'm over it. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Uh-huh.
Nothing I can do about it anyway, so I might as well just...
Ah, good. You're perfectly nihilistic now.
Sure. So are you just gonna watch him, or...
Why not? Let's sit here and just wait.
Hey, chummers. I wanted to say a few things about why our universe might be a little different from what you expect. I was chatting with someone about why I apply a filter on voices when someone is talking over a comlink, which makes it sound more lo-fi. Remember that the Sixth World is supposed to be dystopian, and things had already started to go to dreck in the early 2000s when our timelines diverged. Manhattan got leveled in 2005, taking out a big chunk of tech companies with offices there, while making the rest of the Big Apple less of an attractive place to centralize workers. The two Koreas were involved in a second Korea War, which means that Korean tech giants like LG and Samsung didn't have the safe space to do their thing. During that war, North Korea fired some nukes at Japan. While they didn't detonate, they did cause the country of Japan to refound itself as the Japanese imperial state and start spending a large chunk of its GDP on militarization instead of boosting their technology industry. Germany had its own ecological disasters that kept German industry focused on survival instead of engineering things for the rest of the world. Oh, and ignoring the obvious and chilling similarity to our current COVID outbreak, in 2010, roughly a quarter of the world's population finds their allergies suddenly boosted, causing asphyxiation. Even in the fictional world of Shadowrun, we didn't have enough ventilators. This may not age well, but let's all hope that COVID is nowhere near as bad as Vitus. Think about how COVID is affecting the tech industry on top of all the rest of the stuff that's happened, and it's not hard to imagine that the internet and wireless technology never took off in the Sixth World like they did for us. Also, don't forget that in 2017, the Great Ghost Dance caused 4 volcanoes to erupt simultaneously, and a year later, the United States of America ceases to exist, which means that tech centers like Seattle, San Francisco, and New York are in competing nations. Then there's a few Matrix crashes sprinkled in here and there, completely destroying the internet as we know it. They rebuilt it after each one, but it was rebuilt by the corporations, for the corporations. Lowly citizens being able to transmit their voices on it was more or less an afterthought. Oh, you don't like your connection your Ares phone gives you on the Ares network? What are you gonna do? Renounce your Ares sin and hope another mega will take you in? And that their voice network is better than ours? Please. Anyway, the long and short of it is that despite the awesome technology in the Sixth World, it's still a disappointing and dark dystopia where nothing works like we would hope it would 60 years in the future.
Jean-Baptiste, voiced by Jeff Elaine.
Hey, I'm Thumper, played by Quar.
I am Tempest Error, and I play Catherine.
The character Deuce is voiced by me, Jake.
Micah is voiced by Jupiter Sanders.
The Topps Company Incorporated has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and/or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Incorporated has granted permission to Burning Edge to use such names, logos, artworks, marks, and/or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website and podcast, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Burning Edge in any official capacity whatsoever.
Oh, so it's Deuce, Cat, and Cassandra over in one apartment, and Micah is stuck with JB and his love scooter.
Oh, here we go. We've got a sitcom.
I actually think that the JB, Micah, and Scooter room is a love triangle, right?
Oh.
Yeah, because Mika kept trying to seduce JP.
Micah will eventually kill JB.
I think it's like all. I
You'll
think the
try.
odds are up who kills JB at this point.
You know, you guys are gonna be surprised who kills JP.
The scooter.
Himself.
A chicken bone.
car accident.
Scooter ends up developing sentience and turns out to be
As an
insane.
AI in it.
Drives JB off the roof of the building.
Yeah, and then he becomes the next member of the crew.
Well, he didn't have to. He just went and murdered a man.
Oh yeah, he's the murder hobo in the group.
He did. Mike hasn't killed anyone. Micah's hands are clean.
That's because you force choke people.
I don't like to get my hands dirty.
Oh God.
You don't want to get blood. It splashes on the suit. Then you gotta get it clean. It's a mess.
Does this internet sound like it's dying to anyone else?
Yeah,
Possibly.
it did die.
Really? I'm garbling right now?
Well, not right now when you said that.
Rest in peace, internet.
It's when you got onto an extended rant that it couldn't keep up.
Oh, that also might have just been me garbling because I've got something in my throat.
Is it a robot? Because it sounded robotic.
No, it's
Just
not a
Roomba?
robot. It's a piece of cod.
Coming up or going down?
Oh, going down.
You've got a cod piece in your throat?
Ew.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
I set myself up for that. That's going in your outtakes reel, isn't it?
Oh my god, yes.